It's the one-jab vaccine rolling out across the US, and shipments are on the way to the EU. But here in Australia, we've said thanks, no thanks. In a statement, a spokesperson for the Health Minister said the Janssen vaccine is an adenovirus vaccine, the same type of vaccine as the Astrazeneca. The government does not intend to purchase any further adenovirus vaccines at this time.
We've followed the advice of the Scientific and Technical Advisory Group, and we have no advice recommending at this point that the government purchase any additional viral vector vaccines.
And today's blood clot case further denting confidence in what was to be the cornerstone of the rollout, locally produced Astrazeneca.
For the under 50s, we do have to do some replanning. That's a challenge, but every day in this pandemic, we've had to follow and adapt. But we've done that.
Any change to vaccine rollout or to vaccine advice has the ability to affect hesitancy. It's just enough for people to think maybe there's something wrong with the vaccine, or maybe the risk of the vaccine outweighs the risk of the disease, and especially in Australia at the moment when we've done such a great job of getting on top of the outbreak.
With around 11 million Aussies under 50 now in need of mRNA-based Pfizer doses, the pressure is on for the 40 million on order to turn into deliveries.
It's really crucial that we get the doses that we've secured. We'll definitely see more outbreaks if we don't get enough vaccines.
Before COVID-19, mRNA vaccines like Pfizer were a scientific novelty. Now they could be the future in our fight against the pandemic and beyond. While both vaccines work in the same basic way, traditional vaccines like AstraZeneca contain part of the virus to trigger the immune system. mRNA doses contain genetic code that teaches our cells how to recognise and fight off the virus.
mRNA vaccine technology is a very flexible platform. So once it's set up and running, you can essentially make any sequence to target any molecule.
Currently, Australia has no capacity to make mRNA vaccines, and experts are lobbying the government to ramp up local production capabilities.
If we had investment and support, it would probably take around 12 months to set up a facility here. We have the expertise, we have the manpower, we just need that shot in the arm, if you like, to get the industry kick-started.
This really feels like the future of science here in Australia, but you can understand, a lot of people are criticising about why we're not trying to do this here. You can understand why at the start of coronavirus the government didn't say, let's build a facility to make things here. They were looking for options elsewhere where the infrastructure existed because they needed to get the quickest solution. But now it's clear that this is really something that we should be focusing on for our future.
Yeah, especially for me, the point was towards the end of that package where we were being told it's flexible. So that says that if you build a facility that can make this, then you can adapt. You're unlikely to have a white elephant scenario where you're building all this very expensive machinery and you can't then do the next thing that you have to do. So if it's genuinely that flexible, it seems an obvious choice.
And given that so many epidemiologists are saying there's plenty more pandemics where that one came from, we do have to look to the future.
You'd think so, yeah. From expert opinions to in-depth analysis and reporting, the Project YouTube brings you the biggest stories from Australia and around the globe. Hit the subscribe button now for news delivered straight to your feed.